Well, joining me now, Rod Wheeler, former D.C. homicide detective. We've got Steve Rogers, former FBI military intel officer. Cathy Taylor, former National Security Council director. And Major General Robert Scales, Fox News military analyst. Guys, the FBI taking a lead in this investigation. We heard from the family's attorneys. Now we're calling it, or the FBI at least calling it a terrorist investigation. And James Comey both sort of saying the same thing with respect to they don't know why. There's a lot of confusion. There's a big sense of confusion if this was traditional sort of a jihadist sort of assault. Why didn't they take out more people at the center? Why were so many pipe bombs left at the home? What happened here? There's a lot of confusion about this, Cathy.
There may be a lot of chatter and a lot of confusion, but what there's not confusion about is that she proclaimed her allegiance to ISIS right before the attack, and that is typical trained protocol by ISIS. Whether this was inspired by ISIS or ordered by them doesn't matter. It was really, by the definition, the legal definition in our country, an act of terror.
Cathy.
Yes, and I think what Steve said is exactly right, and we're not fighting a war against Islam. We're fighting a war against Islamic extremism. But let's remember this. Let's let the Democratic Party be the party of fear-mongering and scarlet letters. Let's let the Republican Party...
But is it fear-mongering, though? I mean, so where do we draw this line? Because as soon as you hear that term, you just brought it up, fear-mongering. So when is it fear-mongering? This couple moves in, the woman has on the burqa, she stays to herself, she doesn't drive. Those are somewhat traditional Islamic values, but for Americans, it's a little unnerving. You say, what the heck is going on? And then all of a sudden, these visits to the house, all types of night, all kinds of noises being made. At what point do you say, forget about the fear-mongering, I am afraid?
We are afraid, but you know what the Suleiman of the Sunnis says in Iraq? Now, this is the Sunni faction. These are not extremists like ISIS. These are Sunnis in Iraq that actually get attacked by ISIS. And you know what he says to his people when they're targeted? If you're already wet, don't be afraid to go out in the rain. And we are a great country filled with great citizens, and the only way we're going to protect ourselves is be the best, freest nation in the world. We can't stop every gun.
And pledge to ISIS was the straw that broke the camel's back, Cathy. That's even when the FBI... Probably the FBI wanted to call this what it was. I mean, you know how it works better than anyone else, but that's probably when they got permission from the White House to say, go ahead, tell the world what they already know.
This
was terrorism.
That's exactly right.
This was radical Islamic terrorism.
Yes.
Yeah. So now what do you think? Where do we go from here? Now that the gloves have come off and the FBI is being allowed to do their job, I heard Comey say that they're investigating hundreds of people. They're running down hundreds of leads around the world at this very moment.
Look, I mean, there's no doubt that there's a big threat out there. We've known it. The president has chosen not to acknowledge it or do anything about it. It's happened on our soil now. I think we can expect more, unfortunately. And so the question is whether he's going to put a strategy forward. We keep asking for one, and I don't know at what point people need to beg any further. You know, it's a scary world out there, but we need to be about solutions.
And to your point, this is definitely an area where we don't want to, quote, lead from behind.
That's right.